Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of the Soulful Eclectic. I am none other than your host, Dr. Diana Collins, and I want to welcome you to today's episode. If by chance this is your first time joining us, well, thank you for taking the time out to join us. I thoroughly appreciate you and I thoroughly appreciate your time, whether you're driving, cleaning, doing whatever you need to do. Thank you for taking the time out this evening to listen to what it is that I have to say. How about that? And if you are returning, then welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And thank you for taking that time out to come back and just be a part of the tribe. I am so grateful for every last one of you. So thank you to all of you again who have been on the show. Thank you to those who listen. And I just updated the website. So take a peek. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I should add something. I changed my blog to community blog. So if you are a creative and you want to share your work, we would love to have you put something up there, a poem or spoken word, whatever it may be. I'm still working out the kinks. I'm trying to figure out how to get the spoken word up there so I can hear your beautiful voices. So far, I have one person who has spoken word that I want to put up there, but I'm still navigating how to put that up there. But I can get the blogs up there. So if you type up something and send it to me, I'd be more than happy to get it up there on the new updated website. So thank you for that. I want to thank my sponsors. So thank you to all my sponsors who just show up and show out for the Soulful Eclectic. So that would be Divine Nubian Essentials, loving the skin I'm in. Oh my gosh, I just love. Okay, maybe that's a bit strong. No, it's not. It really isn't. I love the skincare line. I love the skincare products. Honestly, it's been keeping me afloat. So thank you to Divine Nubian Essentials. And like I said, I'm loving the skin I'm in. So thank you to Collins Education Resource Management, where education is their passion. We've been helping a lot of the students in the area and actually abroad. I'm so proud of me and the company that I built. So Collins Education Resource Management has been helping students from all over maintain their passion, okay, for healthcare in a time where healthcare is not being too nice to any of us. So thank you to all those students who have reached out. I appreciate you and I appreciate your time. Thank you for putting your education in my hands. I'm very happy to be a part of your journey as you are a part of mine. So thank you so much for that. Thank you to Malvira's. I mean, what can I say? Dee, your favorite stylist, is like amazing. The remaining ladies that are there, Lakaya, all of you guys are just wonderful, wonderful individuals. And I thank you for having me a part of your tribe at Velvira's because you've been keeping these locks looking fabulous. Now, yesterday I had this funky love hairdo yesterday that Dee did. It was updo. When I get the pictures, I'm going to share those pictures with you. I was in a hair show and a fashion show for representing Melvira. It wasn't something that was planned. So I thank you, Dee, for reaching out to me and trusting me with your vision, and also for Jennifer O'Neill for trusting me with her vision as well, especially at the last minute. So thank you for that. We showed up and we showed out on that. So Melvira's, thank you. Thank you to Neek's Beauty Supply. I got to see my girl Neek yesterday too. She was out and about in the community, showing up and showing love as a Black-owned beauty supply store. And we just love her and we're loving on her. So thank you to Neek. And like I said, Divine Nubian Essentials body butter is housed at Neek's beauty supply store. So if you are in the Tucson area over on 22nd Street, stop by, give Neek some love, and just show out. We can show out for all these other businesses. Let's show out for us, right? Support Black owned business, Black owned, female owned businesses, to say the most. Okay. So yeah, so thank you to Neeks. Who else was out? Living Through Portraits was out. Landija and Herman were out there doing their thing, supporting not only her business and Herman's business, but also for Earthseed Rising, which we are having an event. I will share with you guys. We are having an event February 13th, and I know I said it last week, Friday, but we're having an event. We are celebrating dandyism in the African diaspora. So come out if you are in Tucson at the Dunbar Pavilion, February 13th from 5 to 8 p.m. See some art, show off some your duds, are dressed to impress, okay? And you know what? Just show up and show out and show some love to all the artists that are there. We all worked very hard on our art, whatever the creative spirit that it is in. So show some love. And if you have a desire, should your spirit move you to do so, buy some art. Okay? No, I'm just saying, if your spirit moves you, go with that. Okay. Thank you so much for that. So thank you to Earthseed Rising and all the artists that are a part of that. I can run down the names, but I'm not going to do so for fear that I might miss someone. So love y'all. So that's what we're doing February 13th. And of course, I remind you too of February 21st, we're doing a community baby shower. So if anyone has anything that they want to donate, both these young ladies are having baby girls. So if you would like to donate clothing, diapers, wipes, whatever, and if you want to support the baby shower financially, you can DM me and I will give it to the girls. Or if you want to support me and trying to do this, that works too, because I just want to show these girls some love and show both these girls that the community is supporting them and helping them get a nice start to being mommies, because being a mom is amazing and I want them to love it and embrace it, and as they are now loving it and embracing it. So we want to keep that love going. So thank you if you are so inclined to donate and just be a part of the baby shower. And if you're down in the area, that works too. I'll send you the info. All right. So who else do I want to thank? Oh, Reggie Dupree. Oh my God. I call her our resident author, Reggie Dupree. Love her. So if you have not read Hoodoo Heaven, Return to Hoodoo, and Mystical Midlife Mate and Midlife Gumbo, please do. I mean, it's a beautiful read. It's a mystical read. I'm into fantasy and all these mystical things. And if that's your jive and your jam, then this is for you. And we have all things mystical in there, and everyone. When I say everyone is represented in these books, everyone is represented. So I love her and I love the books that she has written. So thank you, Reggie Dupree. And I'm still waiting for Jessica Cage to get back to me to see if we can get her on the show too, because I love me some Jessica Cage. She got some stuff too. That girl's popping. So thank you to both those ladies, my resident one and the one I hope to get to meet one day. So there we are. Let's see, who else I want to thank. My sponsors. I think that's about it right now. Mm-hmm. Oh, nope, there's one more. Raisin Brit with Kathy Jefferson. Now, Kathy's been on our show before. I know you guys all remember her a couple of seasons back. She was on our show, but Raisin Brit is a nonprofit organization which is for individuals, moms, dads, families who are caring for special needs children and adults. So she has a plethora of resources for those individuals caring for special needs children, and again, children and adults. So if you are inclined to visit Raising Brit, by all means, do so with Miss Kathy Jefferson. So that's that. Yeah, that's where we were with that. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, oh my gosh, today's episode. Today's episode is something that, it just, I just felt that we need to have a conversation about it. We've been talking about all these things on setting up boundaries and maintaining boundaries and keeping ourselves afloat. And so I just want to talk about one thing that I came to mind after I did the boundaries episode last week. This one came to mind because I was thinking about all the masks we have to wear or had to wear, and where does that put us, and how do we stay authentic in who we are. So this question came to mind. So I thought I'd do an episode on it and share it with you guys and see where you are and what you're thinking about it as well. So my question is, who are you when no one is watching? I know, right? Um, that's a deep question. Who are you when no one is watching? Because we like I said, we put on so many masks. We gotta go here, show up and be this person for this one, and then we gotta go in this place and be this one. And then we're this. It's just so much that we have to do. And like I said, I'm trying really hard to drop the facade of all the masks and just show up as I am, and you take it or leave it, right? You take it or leave it. So that's where I'm thinking and I'm going with this question. It's like, where are we and who are we when no one is watching? So I'm so glad that you all are here for this journey, because honestly, the person I am now that you see is the person I am when no one's watching. Just a little more sillier, I think. Yeah, I think I'm a little sillier when no one's watching, but yet the same. This is who I am. So who are you when no one is watching? Today's question is simple, but it's not easy at all. Not when being a creative, right? Who you are when no one's watching. I'm talking about when you're not being applauded, right? When no one's there to evaluate you. And I'm not talking about when you're posting and producing and performing or providing, but in that quiet, in those unseen moments, in the spaces where there is no audience except you. Who are you? Plain and simple. So there's many questions beneath the questions, right? There's many questions beneath the question. We live today in a world where all of the rewards are visible. You do what they say and you get a clap, or we show up, we get all these accolades, whatever. We live in a world that rewards visibility, productivity, performance. So somewhere along the way, many of us have learned how to always be seen. Look at me, look what I can do. I'll sound like, what's his name from Mad TV, Stewart. Look what I can do. Look what I can do, right? So somewhere along the line, like I said, many of us have learned that. We've learned how to be seen before we ever learned how to be aligned. Mm-hmm. We learn how to be seen before we learn how to be aligned. We learn how to show up. We learn how to achieve. We learn how to hold it together and make it look good. But we weren't always taught how to be honest with ourselves in private. So I want to ask you gently, not judgmentally, who am I when there is no one to impress? Who do I become when no one is clapping? Yeah, yeah. Who shows up when no one is keeping score? Because when you think about it, the truth is the version of you that exists in private is the foundation of everything that you build in public. Yep. So we're talking about next about identity versus image. So there's a difference between who you are and who you perform as. And I think this also comes off of the episode before is, what has acting and being an actor taught me and how I use it in my day-to-day life outside of my performance. So identity versus image is a good way to talk about that as well. There's a difference between who you are and who you perform as. So when we look at image is asking, how am I perceived? Versus identity asks, am I living in alignment with my values? And sometimes these answers truly don't match. You can be respected publicly and disconnected privately. You can be admired externally and exhausted internally. You can be successful and still not feel like yourself. Now, how many of us heard that from individuals who are out there making millions and all of a sudden you see them drop and give up all of that just to go be a monk in the monastery or go live on an island and be amongst the culture of the people and forego the riches, because having success and being successful still doesn't mean that you feel 100% yourself. So when no one is watching, how do you speak to yourself? I know for me, I, Diana Collins, have to learn to be kinder to myself in private and in public, because the thoughts that go to my head is like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Words are powerful. Words are spells. Words come to fruition within you. So you have to be careful on how you speak about yourself and how you think about yourself. Even though thinking about it, you feel like maybe it won't happen because I'm just thinking about it. No, thinking about it and speaking it all are forms of spells. We embody the things we think. We embody what we say about ourselves. And I myself am transitioning my verbiage a lot from what it is I think about myself and how I speak about myself. What do you tolerate? Now, when we talked about boundaries, that definitely was one thing we talked about tolerating, right? We get what we tolerate. And that's why we try to set up those boundaries so that we can better navigate those spaces. Excuse me. We can better navigate those spaces. So again, think about it. What is it that you tolerate? What do you avoid? Because sometimes when we don't want to deal with conflict, guess what? We will avoid it. We'll cross the street. We'll go around the corner. We will make our journey a whole hour, 2 hours longer just to avoid something or someone. Okay. And then my next question is, what do you nurture? Mm-hmm. What do you care about? What do you nurture? What's your baby? What do you nurture? Now, those answers don't make you feel good or bad. They make you aware. They're not made to make you feel good or bad. They're made to make you start being aware. And awareness is where change begins. And change, some of us don't like change. Change is challenging. Change is, oh, is not easy for some. For many, Change is hard. Change is taking you out of your comfort zone. Change is forcing you to grow. And sometimes we don't want that. So, in that, we have identity in the invisible, right? Oh, excuse me, not identity. Integrity. Integrity in the invisible. Integrity integrity isn't just about honesty with others. It's about honesty with yourself as well. We're always we tend to be have more integrity with others than we are with ourselves. And it goes along the same lines as how we will forego anything for us, but we will jump to do something for someone else. And that is to save face, right? That's because it is seen. So you don't want to be seen in a negative light. So you will do whatever you can and forego your boundaries. And instead of saying, no, let me, do that pause we talked about last week, you jump right in, right? So, and because it says something to your integrity. As I said, I'm a woman of my word. My word is my bond. If I tell you I'm going to do something, then for me, that's that integrity to go ahead and complete what it said. What I said I was set out to do for whatever the person, individual, whatever. But when it comes to myself, that integrity doesn't exist. I will short myself quickly and in a hurry, because I don't know, it's easy and you can. And like I said, change is hard and all those things. But integrity isn't just about, again, being honest with others. It's about honesty with yourself. And I'm being honest right now with myself. So I'm having integrity in that, because that alone is difficult, right? Integrity is how you treat your body when no one is monitoring you. And we talked about that too with myself, and how I just stopped exercising. I stopped going for my walks in the morning. I don't get up at 5 a.m. like I used to. I kind of just lay there and just be at one with myself, and then just jump up and get in the shower and do what I need to do and get out to work. And I need to figure out how to get back on that schedule of having that integrity to respect and treat my body, because there's no one to hold me accountable but me, right? No one's monitoring me to make sure I got up at 5, make sure I, went for my walk, make sure I came in and, ate something. No one is monitoring me. Well, aside from my husband. Let me just say that. So I can't say no one is monitoring me. He's monitoring me and he's holding me accountable. But I have to monitor myself and hold myself accountable. Integrity is how you rest. Now, mind you, I've been resting. I've been trying to listen more to my body, which again leads to that first one where I haven't been getting up at 5 a.m. the way I normally do. But I should, and I will get back on it, because I do have these spurts where I stop, start, stop, start. So I'll be back in my start more than likely when spring hits. For some reason, winter and fall, even though I live in a warmer climate area, I still find it hard to get up in 0 dark 30. But come spring and summer, I have no problem with it. I will get up, walk, do what I need to do. It is easy, but my body likes to hibernate in winter and in fall. But come spring and summer, I'm on it like nobody's business. So that could be just me and my thing. But there's that. So integrity is how you rest or refuse to rest, right? You can rest or refuse to rest, or when no one is asking anything of you, right? Because we're most of us are on the go, 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 go. So integrity is how you rest or lack of rest when no one is asking anything of you, right? And you're not expected to be anywhere. You're not expected to do any work. You're just supposed to sit there and rest. And how responsive are you to that? Integrity is whether your private choices align with your public values, right? So let me clear some things up a little bit. You don't need to be perfect in private. I'm just saying, you just need to be present. And I think you guys have heard me say that. Presence over presence, right? You just need to be present. You don't need to be perfect in private. And that's something, again, I had to learn and am learning, because I'm always trying to mind my P's and Q's, and I'm like, I'm home. Who cares if I make a mistake? Who cares if I, left my paper wrapper over there and didn't pick it up for like an hour or two? Nobody cares. This is my house. This is our house. It's private. It's between us. Either I'm going to pick it up or my husband's going to pick it up, or it's just going to stay there till one of us pick it up, because there's only two of us in this house. There we go. Until the grandkids come and the daughter comes and son-in-law comes. But right now, this is where we are. Right? So I'm going to say it again, because I think this resonates with a lot of us. You don't need to be perfect in private. You just need to be present. Okay? Because some of us judge ourselves harshly for what for what we do unseen. We do. Some of us do judge ourselves harshly for what we do unseen. Nobody sees what we do. I can do handstands in 2 small yoga pants in my house. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. Not that I've ever done a handstand in my life, but here we are. Maybe I might want to try one day. No one's going to say that. No one's going to see that, because nobody sees it but me. And who's going to judge? Me. But what if, those moments aren't evidence of failure? That's you growing. That's you just being. What if they're invitations? Right? Invitations to slow down, to heal, to listen. God, to forgive yourself for just being and surviving. What do you think about that? So I'm going to let y'all sit with that for a moment. Okay, just let that, marinate with you for a quick second, right? Start off with writing down your question of who you are when no one is watching, right? We live in a world where it's rewarded to be visible. Yes. We talked about identity versus image and the difference those two are. And we talked about integrity in the invisible. When no one is looking, are you giving yourself that same integrity that you give individuals who are out there, who want something from you? I'm just saying. But anyways, here we are. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Hey everyone, Dr. Diana Collins here with The Soulful Eclectic, a podcast about being your authentic self and maintaining your health and wellness, brought to you by Divine Nubian Essentials, Love the Skin You're In, and also Collins Education Resource Management, where healthcare education is our passion. If you're looking for a new read, check out our friend Reggie Dupree in Hoodoo Heaven, Return to Hoodoo, and Mystical Midlife Mate, because everything is happening in Hoodoo, brought to you by WUBI Ubiquity Radio and TV. If you have not downloaded your app on Roku or Apple or Google Play, do so right away. The Soulful Eclectic can be found every Friday night, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on all your podcast streaming platforms, WUBI Ubiquity Radio and TV. So, see you soon. Namaste. Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you. I hope you took a bio break. I know I just rearranged myself, and I think I knocked some stuff around trying to resituate my life over here. I gotta have like tons of pillows because I just do. So excuse me as I adjust because I got up for a moment. There we are. So yes, I hope you wrote those down, and that you can start to answer those questions. I know some of you are journaling with me, and I appreciate you with that. And I thank you for sharing. Some of you have sent me some messages, inboxed me, and emailed me some messages on how this is helpful in some way, and it gets you back into journaling with the reflective questions that I shared with you, and also the mantras and affirmations that we share. So thank you guys for reaching out. I appreciate you all for that. Excuse me. So thank you. So here, guided reflection. I love guided reflection. Right. So after that, those couple of questions, if you're able to, I want you to take a nice deep breath with me right now. In through your nose, hold it, breathe out, and exhale. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions. I'm gonna offer you a few questions to put in your journal of reflection. You don't need to answer them all. I'm just, giving you some questions just to notice what comes up of it, what rises from that. Who am I? Hmm. Who am I when I don't have to explain myself? Who am I when I don't have to explain myself? Okay. What parts of me only show up in solitude? Now, that's a good one. What parts of you only show up in solitude? Good question, right? The next question. Where do I abandon myself when no one is holding me accountable? Now, I shared a couple of things that where I completely abandon myself when no one's holding me accountable, right? Getting up, working out, maintaining the structures of my businesses. So there, that right there tells you some of the places and the ways that I don't hold myself accountable and where I abandon myself in that accountability. Next question. What does my private life reveal about my true needs? Now, that one, yeah, that one's a doozy. I thought really hard about that one before I posed that question to you guys. What does my private life reveal about my true needs? Yeah, yeah. Hmm. My last question. Dare you try? If no one ever praised this version of you, would I still choose it? Man, listen. Hmm, good question, right? Mhm. If no one ever praises you for this version of me, would I still choose it? If no one praised this version of me, will I still choose it? Listen. eh, There's no shame in your answers, okay? I mean, I wrote my answers down when I set up today's episode. So there's no shame in your answers. Only information for you so that you can grow and you can change and you can evolve and you can be the better version of yourself. And the information gives you a choice. It truly does. So here's the one, being a performer, right? Where I'm on stage, I'm doing film, whatever. In the classroom too, right? I swear I perform in the classroom. We got to pretty much stand on our heads just to keep students engaged. So releasing the need to perform. We should be able to abandon the need to perform when you're home. You should not be putting on a dog and pony show at home. And unless you so desire and that's your jam, go for it. But releasing the need to perform. So many of us are, I'm going to say, many of us are exhausted, not because we're doing too much, but because we're always on. And I just had this conversation with someone the other day. Like some days you just feel like every day you are on. You're on at work. Like we just did a 12-hour clinical day on Monday. Or was it Tuesday? I think it was Monday. Was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday. We did a 12-hour clinical. See, my days are all jammed up. And you're on for that whole 12, 13 and a half hours. You are on. You're engaged in conversation with either your colleagues, you're engaged with conversation with people around you, you're engaged in conversation with you are on. Okay. So, like I said, many of us are exhausted from being on all the time. We're always editing, we're always filtering, we're always anticipating how we'll be perceived. We're on. How many of us always edit what we're going to say before we say it because we don't want to be perceived as unapproachable and just not present or not wanting just that, right? Editing, filtering. That's what we're doing constantly, right? That's why my speech bubble always gets full because I'm editing and putting the speech bubble, editing, filtering. Oh, nope, don't need that. Oh, I can say that, put that back up there because, again, we're anticipating how we'll be perceived. But the soul doesn't heal on stage, it heals in quiet rooms, in honest conversations with yourself, in moments that would never be posted or praised, in all honesty. Who you are when no one is watching is allowed to rest. Oh my gosh. It's allowed to be unfinished. It's allowed to change your mind and be indecisive. You don't owe productivity to your healing. You don't owe performance to your becoming. You don't. So, my affirmations for you is if it feels right, do it. Rest, right? So, here, you can say these aloud, you can write them down, anything that you so please, whichever way you want to do it. I honor who I am beyond performance. I honor who I am beyond performance. My integrity does not require an audience. Mhm. My integrity does not require an audience. I am worthy even when unseen. I choose alignment over approval, and I trust myself in the quiet moments. Mhm. Absolutely. So here's this one. So I want, as we're closing up, because I think I can probably say a little bit more about this topic, but I think we're going to let this marinate and let it land where it needs to land and where it is landing. So this week, as we finish up this week, and it's Friday, okay? It's a lovely, beautiful Friday evening, and as you're closing out the week, going into the weekend, I invite you to create one moment that belongs only to you, just to you. There's no outcome, there's no sharing, there's no productivity, just presence. Mhm. Notice how you feel when no one is watching, what your body asks for. Take notice of what your body is asking for, what your spirit wants to release. That's powerful right there. What does your spirit want to release? Light a candle, light an incense, light some sage, light some Palo Santo, whatever is your fancy. Spray some Florida water and just let your spirit flow. And whatever sets with you, just sit in it, be present in it, and meet that version of yourself with compassion, not critique. With compassion, not critique. There's no judgment in this quiet space, none whatsoever. Because that version is the one doing the real work. That quiet version, that version you're going to meet in that quiet space, that's the one that's doing all the work. That's the one that's showing up and showing out for you. Just saying. So, with that, let me give you something to take away. Well, I gave you some stuff to take away, but I'll give you some more. I am consistent with myself even when no one is watching. Let that be your mantra. I am consistent with myself even when no one is watching. I like it. So, with that, I say thank you for sitting in this quiet space this evening. I thought this was a nice evening appropriate topic. Thank you for your honesty, being honest with yourself, taking the time out to write out your mantras, taking your time out to journal today's conversation and just be present. So thank you for being honest and having the integrity for yourself and showing up for yourself. Thank you for your becoming. It is beautiful, and I can't wait to meet the rested you, the you that is in that quiet space. Because I'm going to be honest, I know the me that's in my quiet space is not the same me that shows up outside. Though sometimes she trickles out in there. Sometimes I just can't help myself. I just am me. And that's it. That's it. And I'm okay with that. No apologies. Because there's one thing that I'm not, and that is sorry. Okay? So with that, until the next time, my soulful tribe, stay soulful. Definitely, please stay eclectic. And keep choosing yourself, seen and even more so in the unseen. Yeah. Namaste, people. I love who you are. I just do. Y'all rock. So until we meet again, y'all take care of yourselves and each other. And thank you to all my sponsors. Thank you to all who showed up and showed out to be a part of this conversation. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about the journaling and if the reflection questions are good and if you like the mantras. Because I don't know. I felt like that's what it's about today. So with that, I think I'm going to bid you adieu. Namaste. Y'all have a good night.